The things that I thought I needed don't matter as much anymore. And honestly, that realization surprised me because for years I was chasing the things I was convinced would make me feel successful, right? I thought if I could just get a little bit more money, a little bit more recognition, a little more status, I think I'd finally feel like I'd arrived. But lately, I'm starting to realize that wasn't who I was really looking for, right? For a long time, I thought success was mostly external. What you drive, what you make, what your job title is, how people see you, and whether others think that you're doing well. And I'm not saying that those things are bad. There's nothing wrong with wanting to provide, to grow, and achieve, and build something meaningful in your life. But I started noticing something. Every time I reached one goal, another one appeared right after that, and another one right after that, and another one right after that. The finish line kept moving. No matter what I set out for myself, once I achieved that, another one came right up in the way. And here's the question that changed everything, right? Eventually I had to ask myself, what am I actually trying to get out of all this? Like, what am I trying to get from this? Because underneath those goals, there was something deeper. I wasn't actually just chasing numbers. I was chasing a feeling. I was chasing a feeling of freedom, of peace, of security, of being able to breathe. That realization, it changed everything, how I view every single thing in my life. Because these days, the things that matter most to me, they look different than they used to be. They're not flashy, they're not impressive, just meaningful. Things like being present with my family, having conversations without constantly checking the clock, being able to read and think without feeling rushed, and having ownership over my own time, taking care of my health and growing spiritually, right? Doing the work that aligns with the life that I'm trying to build for myself. Those things carry a different kind of value. When you're building what you believe is going to be who you want to become, that's what alignment actually looks like. One thing becoming a father has taught me is how quickly life moves, right? Moments don't wait. I'm measuring my kid's height on the wall. Man, he's growing inches in weeks and months. Moments don't wait. Children don't stop growing. Time doesn't pause. And lately, I found myself asking, if I achieve everything I want professionally, but miss the moments that matter most, what did I really gain? That question's been sitting with me. So when I started seeing in other people, I met people with impressive careers who were exhausted, people with status who had no peace, people with money who had no time, people who looked successful from the outside, but privately they felt trapped. And seeing that, it made me realize something important. Achievement and fulfillment, they're not the same thing. Spiritually, this season has changed me too. We talk about this a lot because the more space I've had to reflect, the more I've realized that many of the things that I thought would satisfy me never actually could. They're not bad things, they're just not ultimate things. Peace, purpose, faith, and presence, right? Those are the things that seem to endure. Those are the things that remain valuable no matter what season you're in. So now I believe that success is far more holistic than I used to think, right? Success isn't just income, it's peace when you wake up, right? Waking up feeling like, man, I don't have to do this. Like, I don't have to rush. I can wake up and clear my thoughts and actually be with myself for a minute and feel in my heart space that things are all right. Alignment between your values and your actions, right? You can feel like you want to do something, but if you don't have that peace inside you, if you don't have that clarity, you may not be getting up to do it. Time with the people that you love is very important. And you need to realize that you can't just abandon that for something that's meaningless to you. And on the meaningless note, you need meaningful work, something that actually means something to you, something that, you're not lying, cheating, or stealing just to get ahead in life. You need physical health in your life. This is the temple that you were given for God to dwell in. And if you're not taking care of that temple and you're not taking care of your physical health, how do you think that you're supposed to live life more abundantly and in a longer term fashion, right? You're supposed to be built to last, not built to fail. Spiritual growth, right? Everyone thinks that spiritual growth isn't something that they should be taking a part in, but life is spiritual. You need to realize that you need a relationship with your creator. You need to have your spiritual hat on. You need to have that holistic feeling inside you every day. And, the ability to be present in your own life is something that most people don't, they take it for granted. They think that, not being present here and living in the future or in the past, they think that that's going to get them to where they need to go. But if you're not present here in the moment, you're not going to live in the now. And everything's happening right now. There's a different definition here that I used to not carry. And now that I'm carrying it today, I'm starting to feel a lot different. A lot of these things I spent years chasing weren't actually what I wanted. And they were what I thought that would give me what I wanted, right? And there's a difference here because underneath all of this stuff, I think I was searching for a life that felt aligned and a life that felt intentional, a life that I could actually enjoy while I was living it. And that's a realization most people just throw out the window. The things I thought I needed don't matter as much anymore. Not because I've stopped caring about growth, not because I've stopped becoming ambitious, right? But because I become more honest about what I'm actually trying to build in my life. The older that I get, the more valuable peace, presence, and purpose and family become in my life. And if your definition of success has changed over the years too, comment the word perspective down below because sometimes growth isn't getting more of what you wanted. Sometimes it's realizing what truly mattered to you in the first place. You know what it is, man. I appreciate you. I love you. I thank you for being here, spending some of your time today just to think about yourself for a minute and not focus on what the world tells you is important. But I appreciate your time, man. Peace.